Hi everyone, it's Regan here. I wanted to get on here and connect and share with everyone. I know it's kind of been a while. It seems like it's been a few days since I uploaded my last video, but it's actually been like 2 weeks, so that kind of shows where I'm at. So, this is crazy. It's crazy. It's still crazy, of course. I don't even know where to begin. I have no actual idea what I'm going to talk about here. I really felt called to make a video. So I'm just going to flow with whatever comes to my heart. So I feel like I've been jumping some major timelines. I don't know about you guys, or if you know what I mean by that. It's just, I feel like a radically different person than just a couple weeks ago. And it seems like I feel that way almost every day now. It's pretty incredible. I really don't know how to put it into words. I really don't. And maybe you guys are feeling that. I hope so. I don't know what else to say other than that. I mean, just thinking about, things happening on the world stage, or things happening in the external. It just seems like such a I don't know. It just seems like light years away, even though it was really only just a few months ago. So I'm just curious, I wonder if that's relatable to you guys, or if I'm just a weirdo, or what that is. But either way, I'm really grateful. I'm feeling really grateful, I mean, I guess I'll kind of build off my last video, because that's really what I've been doing, what I've been practicing, just being in this flow state. And it's so interesting because I've always been like a really mellow kind of person, like a mellow personality. That's like just how I was raised. That's how my dad is. That's how I am. And so it's interesting to see like how much resistance I have actually had. And what I mean by that is, I'm really, normally, I'm like, that's just generally, I've always been like, ever since I was a child, just really laid back and mellow. And so, it's always been easy for me to kind of just let go and just kind of be. But what's really amazing now, as like I said, I'm like feeling like I don't know how to explain it other than jumping timelines. It's like these shifts are incredible. You can't make these shifts up. I mean, seriously, it's wild how drastically different I feel I am now in this body, in this life. So it's interesting because, like I said, I'm kind of a mellow person, so it's easy for me to let go, and yet still at the same time, now that I am where I am, I can kind of realize how much I've actually been just holding on to things, and it's, funny because there's things you don't realize until you come out of it, and then you look back and you can see, wow, I've been carrying around all of this density, all this emotional baggage, all of this resistance of just this resistance of, lack of trust, lack of feeling secure, lack of, this applies to everything as a whole, because everything is holistic, from your relationships to your finances to your creativity to, all of these things, all these areas of my life that I try to separate and focus on. It's like they're all connected to my vibration as a whole. And now it's like, as this vibration is raising, and what's amazing is it's like I'm not even really doing it, Obviously, I'm doing my best to follow God's will, to be compassionate towards myself and others, to be love, to be healthy, and all these things that are important, and as a healthy, sovereign individual on this earth. But it's just something that's happening naturally. And it's like I said before, the more you can just allow, the more you can just trust the process, all of it. Just be able to trust that you're going to be financially secure. Just being able to trust that your dreams are going to come true. that it's an inevitability, that you will be successful. Just trust that you're going to find the right relationships, these kinds of things. And that's really what I want to, I guess, get into. I knew that I wanted to talk about creation a little bit because it's so incredible. And when I say creation, I don't just mean creativity in the sense of like making a painting or a song or a book. I mean, that's part of it, of course, but I mean like the multidimensional art that is our life. That's really what this life is. I truly believe the more we go forward, the more everything is going to be about this creativity. It's very exciting. As we step into our higher self, this ascension, and I know even to me, it sounds so corny sometimes, like, oh, we're ascending, it's the ascension, but that's really what is happening right now. I think it's undeniable. I am surprised every single day to be experiencing these things. Even though I knew this was happening for years, I knew this was going to happen. I'm still surprised every single day at what this actually experience is like and the things we actually have to do and how much of my expectations of how things are going to happen are totally off. And that's totally fine. You know, that's another part of this experience, you know, but I don't know. It's truly amazing. So I don't know. I just see like all of these worldly problems, you know, whether it's like financial lack and struggle or sickness and disease or just like trouble in relationships or emotional health and all of these like artificial blockages. Again, these are words, you know, they don't always it's like kind of hard sometimes to explain these things, but again, just try to feel what I'm saying. I truly feel like these types of earthly things that have been like the center stage and have caused so much suffering, so much struggle, at least in my life, just trying to, you know, get ahead, so to speak, just trying to stay afloat. It's just trying to juggle and manage all these things, you know. That's kind of been like success, right? I don't know. At least this is just where I'm coming from in my own programming. It's like you get really, the more you go into this process, the more you get deep into that programming. But luckily, because of this consciousness raising, the easier it is to just step out of it. You know, that's one of the big points I want to make, and I hope you guys are feeling that too, because I remember, you know, maybe for people who maybe are just waking up now, it seems like crazy, but I remember just years ago when like facing a trauma was like such an ordeal. Like it was such an ordeal to just like be able to like face a shadow and like, you know, I don't know if this is just an individual thing because I've been doing this or if this is a collective thing. I'd be curious to know. I love hearing other people's experiences. I know we're all different and that's amazing, but at least for me, you know, I noticed like facing a trauma before was such an ordeal and it just was so exhausting. Whereas like now, it's just incredible to me how it's like you can just step out of it. You can literally, it can be something crazy, right? And it's like you just have to, like I've talked about before, like just recognize it and see it and feel it and just allow it instead of resisting it. And you can just like step out of it in like minutes sometimes, you know. I'm just like, what is this? Or like just all these different things that are changing. This energy is changing. It's incredible. You know, that's an affirmation I tell myself every single day. I am getting better every day in every way. You know, I literally say that out loud because it once you, again, your beliefs are creating everything. This ascension is so incredible because we're all going to experience it so differently. And that's my biggest thing here is like you have so much freedom when you understand that. When you understand that you have freedom in what you choose to believe in. That's almost a hard concept to grasp because for so long we've been in this simulation. And I'm talking about this artificial matrix, you know, not like the third dimension per se. I'm talking about this matrix of I don't even know what is just this mystery, this dark mystery of this, dark, controlling, narcissistic, manipulative simulation we've been in for whatever reason. I don't even get angry at it anymore because, of course, that's just how it is. That's what we came here for. We're shifting it. It's teaching us. Like, that's where I'm at with it. It's like, I'm not, the more I go through this, the more I'm just letting go of that victimhood mentality because, I'm sovereign. It doesn't, I'm not going to be pulled down by this victimhood belief system. Again, that's what I'm getting into. But anyways, so that's what we've been in, right? And we realize it now. If you're watching this, you realize it now. And it's a blessing to realize it now. And I really do feel that in time, all of humanity will see this. I know there's some people, that have a harder time realizing what we've been in than others. And I feel like at the beginning of this like acceleration in 2020, it was just like so divergent and there's a lot of like, I don't know, I just feel like it's kind of coming back, if that makes sense. It's kind of like there's all this like intense division, but it kind of had to happen. It was like a polarization that's kind of, again, I'm not trying to say time frames, but I feel like we're at the point where it's sort of coming back into like a convergence point. That's just my feeling. I don't know. But anyways, see, I'm just flowing. I'm just going all over the place. There's not much structure here, but I hope it's helpful. But anyways, so we've been in this like simulation, this just like this dark simulation that's just telling you, creating your reality from the outside in. It's like an inversion of God. It's like an inversion of ourself. It's like an inversion of truth. It's an inversion of love. That's what I mean by Satanism. That's what in my understanding, Satanism really is. It's a complete inversion of source, of life, of what's real. And that's why it's such a tricky simulation. And the more you come out of it, the more you can kind of honor it, because it's like, that's a really weird and unique thing I just went through, and we're still coming out of it. I'm still coming out of it, I'm still dealing with these programs and stuff. But like I said, it's amazing to me that as we're ascending, it just gets a lot lighter, a lot clearer, a lot easier to just let it go, whereas again, years ago, it's like just to let something go was such a, like, I don't know, it's just like a whole ordeal. That's how I feel about it. It would take so long, it was so hard, it was so dreadful, it was so heavy, it was so dense, years ago, whereas now it's like, let it go, just let it go. I don't know, it's amazing. I hope you feel it too, because it's like undeniably different. This collective energy is undeniably different. And that lets me know, we really are on the highest timeline, even though it's not always gonna go how we expect, and that's part of the fun, that's part of the joy, that's part of the lesson. So that's what's interesting, is like, we're really coming out of that. I feel I am, and I'm sure many of us are coming out of this, and it's like we've all been in it for lifetimes. But even just in this life, like since childhood, we've been in this inversion where it's like everyone's telling you from the outside in, ever since you're a child. Because as a child, you still know, you still have this knowingness, you still have this like natural intuition and sight about you. And as soon as you come in, all the well-intentioned adults just want to like beat it out of you, because that's just how it's been. That's just what we do here, right? But so it's interesting realizing like that's not really how it has to be. Like, it's not like you create from the outside in. That can be, because again, we're powerful creators, and what we believe is, and that's part of this manipulation, part of this simulation that we've been in, that now we're coming out of. That's what the ascension really is. And what's amazing is, like I was kind of getting at before, all of these things that have been such a struggle, just simple things that have been just a struggle, just to survive in this simulation, it feels, right? Just to be financially secure, just to, be happy, just to be, living out your highest purpose, right? It's been such a uphill battle, and if you can do it, it's like, wow. And I feel like we're gonna come into a time, and it's so foreign, because it's like it's not really like that. It's like that is natural. Like those kinds of things are so natural when you come back to who you are and you're creating from the inside out. It's almost shocking in a weird way, even though it's so amazing and it's so light. It's almost shocking, right? That's why we have to do this slowly. We have to have this slow transition, because we can only handle so much, even of that light, even of that love. That's how I feel sometimes. And it's not shocking in a traumatic way, but it's just like, it blows my mind that it's like, wow, it's so simple to just be free and be happy and be healthy on a physical level. That's like, and that's what I'm really getting at, is like, that is like inevitable in the ascension. As you ascend, and we all are, that's inevitable. All of those pure dreams, again, whether it's like a happy relationship, amazing health, financial abundance and prosperity, creativity, these are things that are just like natural now, that are going to be natural as you just can allow yourself to be and align with God. It's not such a struggle. And not only that, and that's exciting that's exciting as it is, right? But that's just the beginning of this new earth. And that's, at least just from what I see, that's just the beginning. It's like we've been stuck in the simulation again, where it's been so hard just to be. It's like a jungle. Whereas now it's like, that's like almost just the baseline. We get to experience that, and it's fun in this physical dimension, in this physical world. We get to experience that. It's natural. We just are creators. We just create it. It just is. We're clear. We're aligned. We just do it. And that's literally just the beginning, because there's so many more, I don't know what to say about it, just so many more levels, so much more spiritual development, so many more possibilities. Again, we've been stuck in just struggling in this third dimension, but in this ascension, it's like, that's natural. And now we get to go higher and higher and higher in these spiritual realms while we're still on earth. It's so incredible. It's so amazing. I hope this is helpful to you. I know it was just a rant, but I just want to come on here and share with you guys. I want to maybe do more structured videos coming up, but I just felt called to share this with you. As know it's been a while, and talk more about creation. It's so exciting. Again, we create from our beliefs. We create from the inside out. This inversion of, the media is going to tell you what's going on in your life, what's going on in the world. School's going to tell you. Adults are going to tell you, these other authorities. It's so wild. If you go back into like your childhood, when you first started realizing, like, like Santa Claus, for example. I think Santa Claus is kind of an interesting example. At least it was in my life, of like, wait a second, what? Everyone told me that there was like this guy that came in and, it's like, what is that? What is that all about? Is that supposed to prepare you for something? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of interesting example of like really young adults lying to you. And then it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to get too into that, but it's something interesting to think about, like when you first started like denying your actual self and trusting what outside sources told you, because I don't know, we're kids. That's how we get programmed. That's when it really starts. So it's like, the more you can kind of go back, and I don't know, you don't have to even go down memory lane, but it's interesting to think about. But either way, remember, that's this new earth. We're creating from the inside out. Every single individual one of us is going to experience what we want to experience. Like, this is like quantum, for lack of a better words. We're all going to have different truths, different experiences, different beliefs, as we continue to ascend. We're all at different frequencies, different resonances, different levels, and that's the beauty of it. It's literally like this huge orchestra, and we're all coming into harmony at the fastest pace possible. Even though it doesn't always seem like it, it really is. It really is. It's all divine. It's all perfect. It's amazing. I hope you can feel it. I hope you can see it. I know sometimes it's like hard to see, but again, the less you resist those emotional things that want to come out, and you just feel it, and you just let it be, and you just start to connect to God, connect to your heart, come into your heart, come into your heart. When you remember to come into your heart every day, your life will really change. You really start to clear up your own paradigms. You really start to realize you can create your reality. You can be happy. You can celebrate this life every single day. And just, you're still navigating the third dimension, but you're trusting. You're trusting whatever it is, even if something wrong happens, It's all about your perception. So it's already 20 minutes. Thank you so much for listening. I love you all so much. Please feel free to comment what you're experiencing, what you're feeling. I'm genuinely curious because I'm kind of in the place in my life where I'm in my own little world almost right now. So I don't know. Hopefully this is relatable. I feel like it is. Otherwise I wouldn't have felt called to express it. But it's beautiful. It's truly incredible. It's so light. It's so just free. That's really what it's about, is freedom. The more you can master these types of things, the more you're just so free. I've never known such freedom like this, at least not in my time on the earth. So it's truly incredible to tap into this energy, and we're all, it's a natural process. No matter what you do, we're ascending. And if you're watching this, then you know what I mean. But have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.